second to get that bend at the end there. All right, g'day, I'm Roo. I'm a guitarist here in Nashville. I want to talk about Nashville a bit today. I'm going to talk about this guitar. Firstly, I built this for myself. I'm really stoked on it. Yeah, it's a shape you might commonly know. But I cut it and it's really good. And I am working towards doing my own shape. People comment that a lot, but process isn't cheap. And I'm learning how to use CAD, and that's a fun and detailed experience. So yeah, I'm really stoked to be learning about that. Look, I want to talk about, should you move to Nashville? I think this is a pretty cut and dry answer, and there is a lot of philosophy involved, but the realistic answer is, do you want to? And if so, then the answer is yes, you should. If you want to be somewhere and you have the means to, you should. Now, I had a bloke comment, oh, I'd love to live in Nashville, but I'm in Sweden and the visa and stuff. It's like, man, I get that. That's difficult if you're from overseas. That's a different change of pace, and you know, it is very difficult to emigrate to another country. But if you live in the contingent United States and you have the ability to move to Nashville, or save and do so, and you want to, I think you should. The eligibility of will I survive in Nashville is on you, and it's on Lady Fortune at the same time. I'm very lucky that I've worked really hard and continue to work hard in order to try and make a name for myself and work, you know, doing these videos and stuff. But I'm maintain a positive attitude about it. Yeah, it can be, you know, being a musician can be very depressing sometimes and can be rough. Dropped my pick, I've been doing that recently. But the lows are all worth it for the extreme highs of playing with an incredible band. I think if you want to move to Nashville, if you enjoy the area, if you enjoy the concept of living here, and you're able to, there's no reason not to try it. And that's kind of my thoughts on it. You know, a lot of people rag on Nashville. A lot of people haven't lived here. A lot of people who have lived here perhaps lived here and didn't do things they shouldn't have. Oh, they should have, sorry. And then kind of blamed it on Nashville. Like, oh, Nashville sucks and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, mate, you know, you moved here to play in a technical death metal band, and there isn't a huge technical death metal scene. And, you know, I know a lot of cats moving here for the kind of 80s rock thing right now, but like there's like one bar you can kind of get away with doing that, and maybe a few bands. It's very small circles. You know, I moved here to play traditional country, and I'm not really doing that at all, if we're going to be honest. But I'm doing my thing, and I'm very happy with it. And I'm figuring it out every day. And I got friends who live in that circle, and sometimes they welcome me in, and it's very nice. And then I'm reminded, like, I'm on my own path. I have to do my thing. So the ultimate answer to me is, if you want to do it, then, you know, if you have the means, you should. But if you don't want to do it, then don't feel like you have to do. I think this is going to be the biggest takeaway I can say right now. Don't feel pressured into doing something you don't think is correct. You know, I don't dress a certain way or do a thing. I got sent this shirt by my mate. It's a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 shirt because I love the Tony Hawk games. But I don't dress or act a certain way. You know, I don't show up in a rhinestone cowboy suit, like a nudie suit every day, because that's not me. But move here and figure it out, or move to LA or New York or Atlanta or Texas or whatever your heart feels is correct. And if perhaps you're past the point of like, well, I've got kids and family and stuff, you know, it's not viable, well, maybe visit and see if you can have a chance to live out a bit of the dream and try it. You know, I try and maintain this positivity because I think with the way the internet and information hits nowadays, it's so easy to get bogged down and lost in the negativity of other people's spaces. I don't promote or care for that. If you want to be heaps negative, like, good on you, but like that sounds like no way to live. Getting to the end of your life and going, oh, I'll waste all this time hating on other people and doing this and being miserable. And maybe if I had just kind of gone, oh, okay, well, this is a problem and I can solve it, you know, you go about it. Like, my mate and I were talking, he's like, oh, I'm not happy with my gig, so I left them. I was like, oh, that's pretty brave. He goes, yeah, but I had to move on. I was like, good on you, mate. You know, we can't all achieve our dreams. There is a lot of right place, right time. You know, if you want to be a session player, that's not going to happen overnight, and it might not happen. But if you give it a go, you can say you gave it a go. That's all that matters. But if you came here and kind of sat about waiting for everything to come to you, then you have no one to blame but yourself, right? And that's the reality of it. If you want to move to Nashville, do it. If you want a more comprehensive video and thoughts on this, Nicky V. Hines is doing that. That man is a lot more thought out, intelligent than I am, and I appreciate his words and his demeanor, and I appreciate how good of a friend he's been to me, especially since we met. There's so many great people in Nashville like that as well. Like if you move here, it just takes reaching out. I had a phone call with Michael Nielsen this morning. I reached out to him. Hey man, I love your channel. Can we have a chat? Blah blah blah. And you know, now I say we're mates, and he's a really lovely bloke, and it was really great. But all right, this guitar. Everyone wants to know what these pickups are. They are Madlove WR-TB, wide range Travis Beans. And they're wide range pickups voiced like Travis Bean pickups. You know, like on the Lucite guitars that like Greg Ginn from Black Flag played back then. By the way, what's that riff? It's off the Damaged album. I can't remember what the track is called. My favorite on that was always Six Pack. What is it? The bass drum against the kick drum against the bass line was always sick. I love that record. I think that's the first record I bought with my own money I earned from my job as a teenager. Damaged by Black Flag. First Henry Rollins album, Black Flag. Really cool era of hardcore. Anyway, that's that. It's made of Catalpa. This is just a generic bridge, but with Music City Bridge saddles. Cupcake knobs. The splits. Not splits. They series parallel. I actually prefer series parallel, and this is why. If I'm on the bridge, right? Thick tone, woolly, woody. There's my clean tone. Sorry, I realize it's not in the image, is it? It's not in the film. Because a pickup like this has so much clarity and so much output, so big, when you split it, you really can go for that true, like, straight to clean, and it's effective for that kind of stuff. Bound board, shaped and finished the neck myself. Painted it, all that. Yeah, that's about it. It's really nice. Plays great. Great weight, 6 pounds, 5 ounces. A lot of clarity. Same chord. Isn't that wild? Just move. One note. But different shape. So yeah, look, if you want to move to Nashville, do it. If you want to make guitars, do it. I just think if you want something, you got to go get it. That's the attitude to have. That's the reason to do it. I keep saying it, but like, it's just like, man, I used to get so hung up on, why bother practicing? I'll never be the next Steve Vai, or I'll never be the next Ted Green. What about I'll be the first Rue? That's cool. And I can maybe practice stuff that's cool and figure out my voice. That's cool. There's the move. What was it? I'm gonna turn that into a tune. Sounds very medieval. If you ever saw Blackout, I watched that a ton as a kid. Medieval one. Hugh Laurie is the prince. Oh, it's fantastic. Baldric was a great character. But I was really little. I couldn't discern the difference between Boulders and Baldric. My dad used to play Baldur's Gate when I was growing up, and I'd sit in his lap and watch it. My uncle played it too. You know, and that's a very formative memory, playing it with them and learning. So look, I'm going to think about that all the same chord. Yeah, I'm going to think about that stuff. But look, if you want to move here, I say do it. But really, this advice should apply to anything. I get a lot of messages, should I move here? And I can't decide for you, but I can tell you that I think if you want to, you should. It's kind of like when I was 17, I went to a jazz camp or whatever, and I said to the teacher, oh, should I go to this school and study with this guy, or move to this school and study with this guy? And he said, well, sounds like you've already made up your mind, and walked off. And I was like, huh. And since that point, I've always thought, like, well, people don't always love those questions. Sometimes they can provide advice, but in his point, he was just like, I got nothing. You know, Stephen Magnuson, I remember him well. And when Mick Goodrick passed away, we talked a little bit. He's a mind-blowing guitarist in Australia. Australia has this great scene of like mind-blowing jazz guitarists. It's not talked about at all. And I think that's a cardinal sin. Maybe I'll try and bring him back. There's this great guy, James Muller, Stephen Magnuson, Carl Morgan, Pete Koopman, Tom Shepard, Leo Larrett. One of my best mates, Leo, lives in New York now. Oh my God, Leo's playing stupid. And there's so many cool Australian jazz tunes. There's this great keyboard player, Sean Wayland. He's this amazing keyboard player. Loves writing using fifths, and like he has tracks like Adam Rogers and James Muller. Keith Carlock and him do all this stuff together. Oh, it's unreal. I remember transcribing this James Muller line. Something like that, but it was over like some crazy changes. Aussies have this weird way of phrasing and time that's kind of unique to us. Yeah, I can't explain that. Never do an essay on it. Anyway, this is just a daily check-in. You want to do something, go do it. Why not? A rant in D minor. If you're in the Nashville area and you like Ultex Jazz 3s, by the way, you're one of my mates who watches this. I ordered a bag of them and like 24 and actually got the large ones and I don't use them. So message me and you can have them. How about that? But for now, I'm going to go teach, practice, and think about how great everything can be when you just focus. Like, you know, like rough stuff's happening and life's difficult, but like I got stuff going on that should be making me beyond stress, but you just got to keep at it. Best thing to do. It's all you can do. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, it's all right. Cheers, everyone. I hope everyone has a great day. Weather's nice. Pouring and bucketing yesterday, but played Morgan Wallen's Riff. Oh, yeah, I did this gig yesterday. Tyler Parkey on drums, Foots on bass, Mitch Carter fronting. And dude, the band was so good, and we had so much fun, and we played so many deep cut 90s tunes, and oh, it was just really, 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 really great. Especially like I called Tyler because I was like, oh, I need a singing drummer now. And dude, it's just such a pleasure playing with him and Foots and like Mitch. I haven't played with those blokes in a while, and we'd never played as that band, and it was just on fire. Stupid good band. Stupidly, stupidly good. It reminds me why I do this all. Because you get up with a drummer and bass player like that, it's like, yes, this is it. Amazing. All right, I'm gonna go do the thing and have the day. Yeah. I don't know, has anyone lived here? If you have, what are your thoughts? Or where do you live? Or where did you end up moving that you loved? You know, I was talking to a bloke the other day. He's like, man, I actually moved to Connecticut and I play jazz full time up here and I teach. And I was like, hell yeah. And he loves it. I think that's really fantastic. So, yeah. I don't know. See what happens. But, starting a thunderstorm. All right, it's my cue to go do my stuff. Peace, everyone. I hope you have a great day. If you want to do something, go do it. I don't have that fear in my brain I used to. I don't. I just, if I really want something, I just kind of turn off everything and do it. See what happens. I don't really have a safety net either. I don't have savings. I don't have tons of money or anything to fall back on. I'm lucky I have gear that I can sell if I need to, and I'm still trying to sell that vintage deluxe, but I'm getting like no bites. But I say you've just got to go for it, because I'd rather get, it's like the Holsworth thing. I'd rather get to the end of the life playing my own music, doing what I want, than being unhappy doing something else. So yeah. All right. Cheers, everyone. Hope you have a great day.